Not sure how good you can see that or not. Got myself a nice little flame going. There we go. Now this is just some simple little wood shavings from feathers. I'm doing some feathering and using my ferro rod to ignite it. And that method that you saw me doing was what I demonstrated in the previous videos, when you just simply scratching it right up close to ignite that. Now this is just from a block of wood that I found just sitting around at home in my garage from an old project. This block of wood right here. But that will work with any other wood that you find just sitting out randomly about. I try to keep a little bit of dry wood with me around, just so that way I got it there and I can use it to my advantage if need be. So I thought I'd demonstrate a little bit about how to make these little wood shavings and what they often refer to as feathering or feather stick making. So like I said, this is just simply a little block of wood that I have at home. I'm going to take my knife, and basically you just want to see what I just did right there, what I'm doing right here. Yeah, personally I can do this fast, you know, just like that. For beginners, I strongly suggest you take it really slow, because you can see how, you know, this is just very, very fine stuff. Let me see if I get this right up close to the camera. See, it's very, very fine, feathery type stuff. It's very, very thin, very easy to catch with a ferro rod from the sparks. And what I do is I just pull it off and just put it into a little bundle. Sometimes I'll see the flame's still going a little bit, so other times I'll just actually hold it right there and just make myself a pile. So, you know, I'm gonna move this over just a little bit here. Let me get the tripod moved over just a bit there. Hopefully it doesn't tip over on me. So this is the new little tinder bundle that I'm making here. So I'm gonna hold my block right there. Just very gently. You don't want to be, you know, digging right deep into it. At the same time, you almost want to be skimming the wood just a little bit with your blade. But you want to be able to dig in just a little bit. So the way you can do this is you just hold it carefully and just use your thumb even sometimes and just push. It gives a little bit extra guidance. Now, like I said, this goes for any stick just about most sticks that you'll find out in the wilderness. This is just a simple block of wood I got at a hardware store. This is leftovers from a project that I did. But me personally, I can do this a little faster. Notice how as I'm going up and down, I'm moving the stick around like that. So I'm not just, you know, carving one deep hole into the stick. But I'm going to slow down a little bit here because my wrist is a little bit tired because I was doing this earlier. You want to get some piece of shavings that are bigger and a little more thicker, but at the same time you also want to get some really small, very small, fine stuff, you know, like this little bits right here as well in there. The smaller, finer bits you want to put on top. So I just pull that off. The bigger pieces I'll put a little more to the bottom at first. So just slightly scraping the knife on the surface of the wood here. If it doesn't break off on its own, just pull it off. Make sure your fingers are at least decently dry. You don't want to get those shavings wet, you know. Just ruins everything. The finer the shavings, the easier it should ignite. And there's something else I'm about to show you guys that not many other people do. which is using the back end of the blade. Assuming that I have this is the Mora knife, stainless steel Garberg knife. The back end of the blade is actually very 90 degrees and sharp, so I can actually scrape the back end of my blade across the wood and make almost a little bit of sawdust even, and mix it into here. Not all knives can do this, by the way. Mora knives especially, most of them are well rounded on the back, so you can't even use a ferro rod with it. This one you can do it. This is one of the more pricier, expensive ones. So I get some nice sawdust a little bit in there. Gonna get some more little fine wood shapes in there as well. Like I said, I like to carry something like this around with me in the winter, just in the winter time actually, because, you know, snow is coming down, it's raining, it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable, and it gets very difficult to find some dry tinder. So if I keep one of these in my backpack, at least I got this right here, so I can make some feather sticks, should make some wood shavings here, and use it to my advantage. You know, as we all know, the cold temperatures are starting to roll in, so there's no such thing as cheating anymore. But then again, any survival situation, use whatever you possibly can to your advantage. Looks like this original pile has gone out. So I'm going to give that a shot now with my ferro rod and see if we can get that ignited. So I'm going to stick my ferro rod right down in there. That holds the majority of it down. There we go. There we go. I'm just taking a little bit of these little bits and pieces that are sitting here, just gonna put it on top. You know, you want to treat the thing like a baby almost. You want to nurture it. You don't want to be in a position in which, you know, you just douse it immediately, throwing all the sticks on there and douse it immediately. You want to, and of course when you're doing this, you definitely want to have a much bigger pile of these shavings. You know, I'm just doing a little bit here just as a demonstration, but in reality you want a much bigger pile of it. And of course you want to do all your preparation right then and there too. Before you even start using this, you gotta have all your preparation done, like all of it done. So, you know, that, now if you don't get it done right away, don't lose your mind over it. You know, just do a little more preparation, try to get some more finer pieces in there. Take your time sometimes. You know, me, I'm pressing decently hard and very fast. I'm pressing it light right now, but, you know, pressing it decently hard, and you want to go fast because you want to get all those sparks in there. You want to get nice and big hot amber right there, so it all ignites itself. So if it's not light, this here actually light decently quick for me, but for someone else or anybody else, it could potentially be longer. Personally, I thought I got a little bit lucky, but you know, just keep in mind that sometimes things like this take time. Don't sweat it too much though. And don't give up either. So that's wood shavings with a ferro rod. Such a nice day outside. Anyways, this is Survival ABCs, and I'll see you around till next time.